I suppose the best framework is the world temporarily -1. Meaning the framework mostly remains. America, it still has to do business with the world. You still need rare earths, you still need all sorts of things from the other countries. But, well, for the time being, you wish the rules were different and you're trying your best to change it. Temporarily, meaning maybe at some point they can come back and participate again in a more open and constructive way. Liberation Day and international trade, I don't think comparative advantage is dead. America has decided that they want to take a more narrow, bilateral, transactional view of international trade. Other countries still have a framework of the WTO, imperfect in many ways, but enabling quite extensive and quite free trade amongst them. But one thing I have learned in government is that you can fail to follow an economic principle, but you cannot repeal an economic law. Whether you follow it or not, the economic law exists. That's just the way the world works. That's just the way human societies work. I suppose the best framework is the world temporarily -1. Meaning the framework mostly remains. America, it still has to do business with the world. You still need rare earths. You still need all sorts of things from the other countries. But, well, for the time being, you wish the rules were different and you're trying your best to change it. Temporarily, meaning maybe at some point they can come back and participate again in a more open and constructive way.
So anyway, I mean, this impact of tariffs, could it be temporary, meaning that as long as Trump is in office, when he goes out...
No, I do not believe that. I do not believe that. It will not remain like this, but it will not go back to the status quo ante. In trade policy, in economic policy, once you make a move, you can't take it back. There are consequences. Once you have put in the tariffs, and once new players come who depend on the tariffs and need the tariff protection, and you say, I'm taking the tariffs away, we're going back to where we were, it's politically not possible. And all politically not possible because the businesses with vested interests will complain, which is what happened when Biden took over from Trump #1. Trump 1 put in tariffs against China. Biden didn't take them away. In fact, he tightened the screws on China more. If we had not done this, we could not have...
Let's talk about the COE. I mean, there have been a lot of calls, from what I hear, that there are deserving cases why some category of people who apply for car ownership to be treated more kindly, to have less, to pay less for the COE, such as families. So what do you think? Should we have
There are many good arguments like that. That is the trouble. There are so many good arguments like that it becomes very difficult for the government to design a system which takes into account how many kids you have, how young they are, whether you've got somebody disabled in the family, whether you have an old folk. It's about allocation of a scarce resource trying to use economic principles. Okay? What is a scarce resource? In the first instance, road space, using the roads. But the COE is a proxy for the road space. So we are also rationing the COE, certain numbers, and then you have to allocate them. How do you allocate them? And the answer is, we would like to distribute them in a fair, efficient way. And that means I set a price, people come to buy it, and then those who bought it get full value. Those who didn't buy it don't feel that they missed out on a windfall. But there's really no easy way to make something which is valuable be distributed fairly and at the same time very cheap. Other cities sometimes give up trying to do that, and they've decided it's politically too difficult. They practically say, I've set a nominal price, anybody can apply. And it becomes a raffle, meaning we all apply, no harm, I may win, in which case I get something.
I think to add on to that is that the appeal to get lower COEs for special categories. So where does it stop? Because there's so many categories that you can think of.
Well, I think there are two more direct answers to that. One, I can guarantee every Singaporean affordable, convenient transportation.
Yes.
I cannot guarantee every Singaporean affordable car. It's different from houses, okay? HDB houses. Number two, if in fact you have a special need, for example, you have a kid, it's better rather than I give you a cheaper COE, I give you a bigger baby bonus, and you can use that to buy a baby seat or help to pay for a little bit of a car. And directly help the group you need to help in cash, rather than make complicated schemes, which then end up with all kinds of contradictions and wrong incentives.
So I think it's a very interesting discussion.
In most circumstances, it's easier to be a leader who oversimplifies issues and say, I have a good solution. Follow me, this is the way. And after 2 days, everything will be solved. Rather than somebody who gives you a long exposition more suited to the economic society. So it's very hard. And what you need is somebody who internally understands what the economic society thinks, but publicly is able to express it in terms which are maybe stripped down, maybe simplified, maybe you present it in an analogy, but sufficient for people to accept and to have really is animal faith in the leader and the leadership team. Say, I believe you, not because I understand all the ins and outs of what is a marginal incremental cost as opposed to average cost, but because you have shown results and I trust you. And therefore, I give you the benefit of the doubt and I will go along. And I think you have my interest at heart. There is no certainty that Singapore can do that forever. So we just have to know that and therefore conclude, let's try our best to make it last as long as we can.